So, hi everyone, a very good afternoon. And of course, I hope you had a great time on Ganpati. So, while we wait others to join, I hope you have given me a quick introduction in the chat box. So, I'll give a quick brief around the topic as well. So, today we'll talk about how important student experience is during the admissions process. And of course, different ways to enhance it, which will help in boosting your admissions. Hi, I'm Tanisha Sharma. I'm working as a marketing specialist at Extra Edge, and I'll be your host today. If you're facing any technical issues or you are having any queries, you can put it in the chat section. I'll be able to help you. So, Ananth, over to you and a quick introduction.
Yes, very good afternoon, everyone. Again, first of all, thanks for you to joining the webinar. Right, so indeed, this would be a very important topic, and we hope that this would, add value to your admission processes. So just to have a brief introduction about myself, so I'm the senior customer success manager at Extra Edge, and I've been, here for 3 years now, and I was able to help admission teams win, and with this expert experience and expertise in the CRM and education industry. So I'm here in front of you to take you through some of the best practices to enhance the student experience. So hope this would be productive, and over to you, Tanisha. Right. So I'll quickly introduce Extra Edge as well. Right. So I'll take a minute of pleasure to introduce Extra Edge and also its co-founders. Right. Extra Edge, again, it's founded in 2015. Again, a product-based SaaS startup. We have created our admission and marketing automation CRM software to help education industry to increase, manage, and predict their admissions. So these are our co-founders, Mr. Abhishek Pallab and Sushil Mundada. So whose brainchild is Extra Edge, and here we go with our main webinar going forward. So Tanisha, you can just proceed further.
So just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the webinar, please type them in the Q&A section. I'll be picking them up once the Q&A section is open. And you can use the chat window to discuss or share feedback during the course of the session. So I'll just move to the topic now, Ananth. So today we'll be talking about the 4 different ways by which you can enhance your student experience. So Ananth, over to you.
Right. So basically, just to before starting starting off with the topics, right? So you definitely understand that having a good infrastructure, having good amenities on the in the organization, having skilled admission teams in the organization is very much important, right? And at the same time, having different tools, like probably most of you have been using multiple tools in your admission process, or probably you're not using, some of them are not using the tools, but whatever you use, right? So the basic thing, but the most important aspect here, right, so will be the student's experience, right? So how are you addressing the students' queries? How are you communicating with the students, and how their information is being passed on by the organization, has a strong impact in the entire admission process. So as a part of that, so the first one would be communication experience. And again, so in the entire student experience journey, this is the very basic, but again the most important aspect in increasing the student experience, right? So before you go to any further process of admissions, or try to counsel the student, right, so this is the basic thing where we need to make sure that our admission teams are strong upon. Let's see what all different ways where we can use this communication experience to increase the overall students experience, right? So as you can see on the screen, right, so we have highlighted 2 aspects, which is communication channels, and the second thing is the right communication, right? So these both should go hand in hand, right? Probably you cannot use these 2 separately in isolation, right? So you have your channels. Using that channels, you need to make sure you need to strategize your communication, like which channel to use at what time, right? So this is how you will be able to make sure communication experience is adding value to your admissions, right? So for example, so we have different communications of email, SMS, WhatsApp, calling, and also video calling, right? So nowadays we have seen the digital admissions are going up in pace, right? So we need to make sure that video calling is being used at a fullest. Probably one thing which we can add here as a prominent feature of Extra Edge is that so we have a one-click video calling experience where student doesn't even need to download any video calling platform so that they can straight away join a video counseling session, right? So this is the first thing, right? The second thing is how to use right communications, right communication channels at the right time, right? So you all know the admission funnels, right? So ideally at the top of the funnels you will be having the number, the highest number of leads, right? Every lead probably will be in a kind of untouched state, right? So that's the top of your funnel. Going down to the bottom of the funnel will be coming as probably you'll be having interested leads, hot, warm, cold leads, and then you'll be having applications, and then you'll be having finally interviews and further admissions, right? So this is very important that at what stage of funnel which communication channel which you need to use. Probably let's take at the top of the funnel, right? So at the top of the funnel it's practically not possible, and also we should not invest our valuable time in calling each and every one, every student. Again, you also need to strategize based on what type of source that lead is coming from, right? So based on that, like you need to call on the student, but generally use bulk or generic communications, right, on the top of the funnel for all the leads at once, and then capture the responses. As you go down the funnel, use targeted communications. For example, use targeting communications in terms of core specific communications via drip marketing. So you can set some automations in the tools which you are using, right? So and also keep more personal communication with call, WhatsApp, and video calling as you go even further in the funnel, even further down in the funnel. So this makes sure that you are using the right communication channel at the right time, and you'll be able to push your admissions much faster, right? So and make sure that so for those who are not using using any CRM or any tool, for your admissions, make sure that you're at least following these thumb rules. Probably this should be also followed by those who are doing in the CRM, but those who are not using any CRM, probably they might be having this bulk communications and automations running isolation in an isolation, probably some with some other tools, right? So one thumb rule here will be don't sell but counsel, right? So don't sell your courses, don't start directly pitching about your courses. Speak to the students regarding their career objectives and interest, right? And then further go down to the actual course, actual counselor pitching. This helps the student also to get some confidence about you, that okay, you're actually interested in their career rather than just you have started to sell your courses, right? And make sure that whenever you're closing your leads, right, in the entire funnel process, right, so you will be closing some of the leads at any stage of the funnel, right? Probably any lead can be can take admission in in any other institution, right? So you'll be definitely closing that leads, right? Or even if not any other institution, probably he's not interested to take an admission in your organization. So make sure that you are collecting information that why he's not interested, or why you are moving that particular lead to closed, and with detailed comments, so that you at an organization level can make some modifications. Probably if there is any major percentage of any single or any two reasons or feedbacks given by most of the students, probably you can make some changes at the organization level, right? And make sure that you are sending thank you communications after all your all your interactions with the students, right? For example, you spoke to the student, and as soon as you disconnect the call, or probably you have ended the conversation, immediately send a WhatsApp or SMS or email that, okay, thanks for your conversation. Probably you can read out more about our organization with this below content, right? You can send some important content or important information which they might find useful, right? And also make sure that you are using automation for these kind of communications, that because after every call it's practically not possible to again go to WhatsApp or SMS and send it manually, right? So CRMs on the other hand will be definitely helping you to automate these kind of communications, right? And also making sure that greetings and personal touch is maintained while communicating with the students, right? So that like, they don't feel that like you are just selling your courses, but they feel more comfortable, and they'll be more open while speaking to you. So this is where like how communication experience can be enhanced for increasing overall students experience. Yes, over to you, Tanisha.
So if you have any question, around this, around communication experience, you can definitely drop it in the Q&A section. We'll be picking that up. Meanwhile, Ananth, I have a question for you. What if a student does not convert, after 2 and 3 follow-ups? What should be the next step and the best practices?
Right. So ideally, Tanisha, so I'll probably answer this for two categories of attendees now, right? So for those who are not currently using any CRM or any admission software, or for those who are using any CRM, right? For both, there will be one common aspect is that you need to have proper tags, set against each other, each lead to identify what is the current level of the follow, right? If you are using some sheets, or if you are using some other process to follow, instead of any automation software or any CRM, make it probably tag it against, each lead in your Google Sheet or wherever you are maintaining the data. Probably if you are using a CRM, that would be the best place where you can use these tags. After every follow-up, you need to make sure that you are updating this follow-up tag, for every student. Now, how this particular tag, should work. So for example, you have mentioned that what if student is not responding after 2 to 3 follow-ups? So there should be a standard how many times the follow-up should be done. The standards can vary for organization to organization, maybe based on their sales strategies, but there should be a standard. Like it should not like that you are just following up without any limit, right? So there should be a limit on number of follow-ups to be done. Second thing, most importantly, there should be a limit on what will be the time gap between each follow-up. You can't just follow for 3 to 4 times in just half an hour to 1 hour and just mark it as closed, right? Probably you just need give some breather. You just need to give some time for the student to get back, right? So these are the two standards you need to follow. And using a CRM, you can definitely add a follow-up type called follow-up 1, follow-up 2, follow-up 3, follow-up 4, follow-up 5, right? So based on that, you will be definitely able to uh, categorize. And one question we got in the chat: what is the standard time ideally for follow-up calls? So ideally, so what we say, probably if you have attended our previous webinars, we have covered where so our follow-ups will be done, can be done by the sales team in a model of MESS. MESS, that means morning, evening, and Saturday and Sunday, right? Probably you call the student in the morning, you try to call. If not, he's not reaching out, try to call probably in the afternoon or evening, right? Probably try to do this for a couple of times, and or you can wait for a weekend. You can call them on Saturday or Sunday, right? Once you have completed, let's take around 4 to 5 attempts, 5 attempts of such follow-ups, then probably you can mark it as, if it's a new lead, you can mark it as probably cold. If he's getting back again, he's responding, probably then you can move it up from cold to warm or hot. Now, even after moving it to cold, if he's not responding, then probably you can directly close that lead.
Ananth, we have one more question from Arun.
One second.
So what do you think of using student ambassadors during the enrollment cycle? Which stage would be ideal for pushing a conversation between the current students and the prospects?
One second, I'm not able. Okay, one second. We have one question. What do you think of using student ambassadors using the enrollment cycle? Which stage would be ideal for pushing a conversation between current students and prospects? So this ideally would be better where probably you get some responses from the students, Mr. Arun, right? So it's like kind of in a middle level of the funnel, which we were talking about, where you are getting some response, because using student ambassadors and having that kind of conversations would definitely take effort and also time, right? So that probably if you get some qualified students, you are segregating them as qualified students and then putting that effort and time on those students, you will be getting more ROI. Otherwise what happens is like probably of at the top of the funnel, if you try to do this, probably you will be getting some returns, but it will take much longer. Probably you'll be having more unqualified leads in that process. So hope this answered your question.
Thank you, Ananth, for taking this up. So we'll just quickly move to our next poll. So I would definitely want all of you to. So it's like, which mode of communication is giving you the best results? We would definitely want to know this. So I'm just pushing. So Ananth, now that we have discussed about communication experience using different channels, the next step definitely would be faster and streamlined query resolution. So I would really want you to throw some light on that topic.
Right. Yes, you can go to the next slide.
Yes.
Right. So as you can see on the screen, right? So for faster and streamlined query resolution, so one aspect which we talk definitely is access of the information. How are you keeping probably the most important information for the student? How easy, how quick the student is able to access that information. That is very much important. Whenever you are putting your content on your website, probably here so all your website team and your content team so will also play an important role, as well as also how to strategize to show out to those students, like how to probably which kind of tools you need to use. This is definitely this definitely matters. For example, again students are again when we talk about student, the current Gen Z, right, they're very less focused, right? They don't take much time unless they are highly interested, right? So hence you need to have a system probably which gives which gives them important information at a single place, right? So probably you need to have websites and pages which definitely sell and serve the ultimate purpose, but having different channels with information at a single point. So website will be a kind of a platform where there is a lot of information. Student needs to take his time and probably go to each and every page of the website and check into the information. Probably if student has the basic information, then he'll be able to go inside the website and he'll be able to check. But how do we make sure that we are giving, if student wants to just quickly have a glance on what is the fee structure of the student or of the college or any kind of information. So we need to make sure that we are using some tools, some conversational tools to give them information at a single point of view. Like for example, so we can use tools like chatbots, WhatsApp bots. WhatsApp is also now more prevalent in the education industry. So you can have WhatsApp bots on the website, where like by just clicking on that, so student can just quickly answer a few questions which you ask in the WhatsApp bot. For example, hey, what's your name, what's your email, what's your mobile number? That that point of time you'll be able to capture that information back in the CRM. Now if you're not using the CRM, probably you can for them this would be a kind of a challenge where like you also need to make sure that this data is maintained somewhere, right? So but for those who are using a CRM, this would definitely will be more convenient. You can integrate all those information directly to the CRM. For example, if then you can ask what type of courses you are looking for, right? Once let's UG or PG or any kind of course he selects. In the same way, like you can also use it in the chatbot. So here, what's the added advantage, right? So you are deciding, what information to be shown to the student, right? So you are actually taking the student through important USPs of your organization, right? All the positive aspects of your organization, and then finally showing them the fee structure or any kind of admission process, right? So because he by the time he goes to the fee structure or admission process, he must have gone through all the aspects which can get an idea of ROI. Probably even if the fee is high, so he'll definitely think that, okay, I'm getting more benefit or value from the organization. So just to summarize, make sure that you are using single point of conversation, communications or information, right? So use tools like Chatbot and WhatsApp bot on your website for students to quickly get on to the important information. Yes, Tanisha, over to you.
Thank you, Anand. So I also agree because Gen Z doesn't have that much time to scroll through the whole website. These days they need the instant information. So Anand, before moving forward, there's one question from Anisha. She
Right.
asked if a lead gets offended for being contacted and how should we handle that lead?
So ideally, Anisha, so that's why we have spoke in the first section where using different communication channels. Let's take, probably some people might get offended just if you're calling them. Probably some other people might get offended like by any kind of communication coming from your college. If the lead is in the second phase, that even if he's getting offended by WhatsApp, SMS, or any kind of communication, that means that lead might not be relevant for you. Probably you can just keep it in a cold state. At any point of time, if he is interested back, you'll be able to identify that okay, he's inquiring again. Otherwise, in the first case, if he's just getting offended or if he's just not comfortable with calling, make sure that you are using different communication channels. Make sure you are using any CRM or system which can automate some communications. Probably you are not involving your manual effort, but you are putting some automation that there should be one communication gone to such students every alternate day or every 2 days, right? So that even for them it won't be kind of very intrusive, or for you it won't take more time of yours, and you can focus on your qualified leads. So hope this answers your question. So like just to summarize, if the lead is not at all interested in talking to you, probably move it into cold status. If he's not just comfortable with calling, use different communication channels. Probably WhatsApp would be convenient here. WhatsApp would be the best channel where students can respond very quickly. So you can use WhatsApp to send messages. Send probably alternate days or every 2 days to get his interest. Yes, Tanisha, over to you.
So if anyone has any question around this topic, you can definitely drop it in the Q&A section. Meanwhile, Ananth, I wanted to ask you a question. I feel what should be the best practices to ensure that we don't miss out on a lead, because now there are so many queries coming in. How to ensure that?
So again, this aspect of the student experience more talks about using some tools or CRMs, right? So in the same line, so using such tools is not only enough. Those tools should be you should make sure that those tools are reminding you or notifying you whenever there is any new query, right? So probably if someone comes onto on a chatbot or WhatsApp bot in a midnight, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and he's just browsing. So you need to make sure that by the time you start your day in the next day, right? So you need to make sure that that information is on the top of your list, that okay, this particular student is inquiring. So make sure that you are capturing all the information on whatever CRM you are using, or whatever data, wherever the data is collected, so that you can immediately speak to that student. Right, so make sure that you are also collecting as much information as possible from those tools, so that you are having a context, to speak to that student.
Thank you, Anand, for answering that. So I'll quickly shoot a poll for you, and I would definitely want to know your opinion that if you are making use of chatbots for query resolution or not. So now that we discussed about the communication experience and how to basically streamline the process, now the next topic is how to make admissions more accessible, because there are offline admission going on, there are online as well. So Anand, I would want you to explain on this topic.
Right. So again, currently in the education industry, it's a mix of offline and online admissions. But again, the trend is going towards digital, the trend is going towards online admissions, not only admissions, but also like, collect from the stage of collecting leads, collecting information to the admission. So the entire journey of the admission, has now been made digital, right? So now in this era, so it is very much important that you are also prominent, on with your digital experience, to the student, right? Because student at the other side is preferring just to open his mobile at any point of time in a day and check any about any organization, or probably check about any courses. But if you're not available for him on digital platforms, then probably you're going behind, right? So here things like SEO and SEM will be definitely taking their own place, and own importance in reaching out, making sure that your organization is reaching out to the public in digital platforms, and also making sure that you're having websites which are very interactive with the student, as we can also mix with the previous slide, where you're having conversational tools on the website, and also having website or pages which are interactive, as in, for example, if the student is browsing, so there can be some very important or informative pop-ups, showing important information coming up in between. That can definitely increase digital experience for the student. And also for those who follow a process of application form, for their admissions, right? So make sure that you are using online application forms, for the students, so that, like, the student can directly check about your organization, start an applications, complete an application, and also probably further, he can also make admission payment online as well, right? So payments, make sure that payments can also be collected collected seamlessly, online and offline, with proper information again passed to you. So why we are also focusing on payments here is that there are also people who will be probably not in a similar location, where your organization is located. So they can directly submit the application, they speak to a counselor on the phone, and they can pay the admission fees online, right? So if let's take two scenarios. You are sending some payment link via email or any other platforms and asking the students to make payment, versus you are having one website or online portal where they can go and they can complete the application, admission payment. That would be more trustworthy for the students and also the parents. That would give more confidence to the parents that, okay, this the process is seamless, like there is no single person actually asking for a payment, but an organization asking for a payment, right? So this will be definitely important. And again, why we need to also look for digital payments currently is that just you need to remember that the more time you take to complete the payment process after the admission is confirmed, the more chances you have to lose that admission, because at any point of time their mind can change. They can probably check any other organization, or they can probably change the decision, right? As soon as they confirm the admission, you can just simply ask them to go on the website and probably make the payment. Or you can probably here you can also with their consent, you can also send a payment link from the from the system which you are using, right? So just to add one important feature of Extra Edge here, like Extra Edge has the entire payment modules, starting from the application form to the admission, so collection of application form fees, and also collection of admission fees, no matter whatever is the amount, seamlessly within few minutes, and also capture back that information in the CRM till the reports and analytics, right? So this is how seamless we have built our system to give the end-to-end experience of admission. So over to you, Tanisha.
And then we have a question in the chat section. So it's from Dr. Rao. How important is the physical visits of prospects and parents to the institution?
Yes. So definitely, physical visit is also definitely very important, because we are moving towards digital and online, Dr. Rao sir. So, but physical, presence and physical visit is also definitely important. So we also need to make sure the systems or tools which we are using are capturing, both, physical visits or offline activities by the students, and also online, right? So we need to have both the things going on hand in hand, because we have not completely moved digital, like when compared to the Western countries. We are still, in a market or industry where that physical touch or that personal touch is, very important for the student at the end. So definitely this is important. And for to increase the students experience in these kind of situations, so we suggest, we have also implemented at many organizations, very simple thing but very effective thing, that like probably they can use some QR codes, as a scanner, and keep in the admission departments. They can walk into the organization, they can scan for the application form, and they can complete the application form. So here they are also visiting the organization, they are having that personal touch, but at the same time the information is being passed online via scanning and probably by capturing information in the CRM. So this you can probably do parallelly, what you need to do online and what you need to do offline. So this can be strategically decided.
So I hope, Dr. Rao, this answered your question. So Ananth, now that we spoke about using different communication channel, faster query resolution, and of course, how to make admissions more accessible, let's move down the funnel and talk about, how important is on-time engagement. So we'll just move to that topic.
Absolutely.
Over to you, Ananth.
Yes. So we have seen, in the above sections of the webinar, like you have different tools, like, having digital experience and also having great communication experience to the students. But all these things will definitely happen when you're doing it in the right time, right? So it's like you're not asking for asking the students to wait, for your call. Probably you're not waiting for students to call back and probably ask for a follow-up, or probably, ask call back. So you are on the top of the follow-ups, you are adding follow-ups promptly, and you are completing the follow-ups on time, having systems, like CRMs, whatever systems you are using, which can, which will definitely remind you, for every follow-ups, right? And here we need to also make sure that we are taking care of the basics, where we need to capture leads from all the sources and marketing platforms under a single platform, right? So because if you capture the data in isolation, that will again lead more confusion, or probably it will take more time to manage that data. So you need to have a single platform where you are capturing all the sources and all the leads from the different sources, and also timely follow-ups again. So the system which you are using, should be definitely reminding that, reminding, on follow-ups, right? You have set a follow-up for a student tomorrow, it should actually remind you that, okay, you have upcoming follow-up and you need to complete that. That should be on, definitely strong aspect, and have organized and prioritized data points. Right? So you have thousands of data, and you have just 20, probably 8 hours of working. So how do you make sure that you are putting the time on the best leads possible? So that is how you prioritize. So even in the normal world, right? So you have a lot of works, but you prioritize what work to do first. So using different CRMs, using CRMs, and also features like probably daily task boards, which is one of the most effective feature of Extra Edge, which has actually helped for many organizations. So we have daily task board. Counselors will, probably the strategy will be made by the management, what should be visible on the daily task board of the counselors. Counselors will directly just start their day, complete the calls on the daily task board, and ideally they have completed work on the very qualified leads, right? This is how you can organize and prioritize your data. And also definitely, yes, adding a CRM to your processes will definitely will be a value add. Yes, over to Tanisha.
I would request, if anyone have any question, you can put them into the chat or Q&A section. We will be taking that up. So Ananth, we spoke about the basic, of course, we spoke about the basic things that a CRM should have, but I would also like you to highlight some of the features that Extra Edge has. And they are actually, very powerful for boosting your admissions and of course the student experience.
again, I think Mr. Arun has also pointed a very right thing about physical visits. Actually, it's again very important that people are having physical visits to the organization. That is not completely cut down as of in the current industry. So this is also very much important uh, in the current education industry. So one thing probably before we complete this webinar, right? So some highlights of extra edge CRM, right? So how we can help you to boost your admissions, right? So apart from the CRM platform, which has the basics of of an admission and marketing automation software like calling, video calling, WhatsApp, and also we have the strong follow-up mechanism where it can actually remind the counselors for their follow-ups, and it can help them to complete the follow-ups on time, along with very capable mobile applications, right? So for completing their admissions, along with those basic things, so we also have these kind of very important features on the CRM. The first one which I can highlight is the field sales mobile app. So those who are having field sales teams, like probably most of the universities or vocational institutions will be having people going out on field and collecting data from schools and colleges, and also they will be doing some multiple seminars and also outdoor activities. So for them, so we have a powerful solution which has been adding value to many organizations which are having hundreds of field sales team, so which can actually track their movement, which can actually track how many meetings or how many activities they are doing on a day-to-day basis on the field. So which will definitely help to increase the team's efficiency, right? Second thing, which is one feature in the industry, which I can say, which is application form mobile app. So we have recently released this feature, and also this has been adding value to many organizations where students are now preferring web to so now preferring, instead of web, like they're preferring more mobile applications. So even for a shorter period of time, probably for any shorter work or task to be done, they can just download the app. They are just downloading the app and they are just completing the work, and they are uninstalling those apps. So in the same thought process, we have also launched our online application form in a mobile application version, so which is available on the Play Store, right? So they can just download the app. The main benefits of this app would be they don't need to log into their application form or dashboard multiple times. That will be logged in. You will be able to push some notifications to the students to complete the application online. So this will be very easy and handy for the students, rather than going to the web version of the application form. So, and again, 360-degree WhatsApp solution, like when it comes to WhatsApp, so we were able to add value to more than 100 organizations, right? So across the India. So on automating the WhatsApp. So apart from one-on-one WhatsApps, so bulk WhatsApp bots, live chat, WhatsApp live chat, as well as the WhatsApp automation, right? So very much important for different levels of funnels, which we have talked about before, and that will be definitely adding value in terms of the WhatsApp communication. And also exam slot booking site, where people are filling the application forms. Those who are eligible will be having some exams or some personal interviews, right? So they'll be able to book their slots of the personal interview, whenever the interview slots are available, and then they will be able to complete that personal interview, and then they'll be able to proceed for the further admission. So on the application form itself, they can book a slot for personal interview, and then they'll be able to proceed further. So, and on the CRM side, you will be able to see how many slots are still available, how many slots are currently booked by the students, so that you'll be having the data clear in front of you. And also video counseling, very important feature that which allows students with a single click to join on a video counseling sessions, and complete the counseling. As we have also talked about the importance of face-to-face and physical conversations. If student is not able to come down to your organization, at least we are asking them to join in a video counseling session. it will be definitely a great value add. Now, as we have seen, the lead generation chatbots, so which we are also having as a most important product of Extra Edge. So we are also having FAQ chatbot, which stands on the student's application form, student's dashboard, where he can fill the application form, and also at the meantime he can check on this chatbot, all the FAQs, or what is the entire instructions or process or filling the application form, so that he can, without any hassle, without probably reaching out to the counselors multiple times, and he'll be able to easily complete the application form. So these are the most important features, or products which we have currently, apart from the basic admission and marketing automation software. So for more information, or any kind of detailed inputs on these kind of features, you can definitely schedule a demo with us. So we'll be definitely more than happy to help on it.
So, Ananth, as I already spoke about the questions that were mentioned to us before this webinar, so we'll take that up, and just a moment. Yeah, Anisha, we have already answered. We'll be definitely giving you the recordings. So we are opening the Q&A section for you. So I would love to know if you have any question. Ananth will be taking that up. Meanwhile, Ananth, we have a question from Umang Darnar. So they say that we are an international school following Cambridge curriculum and a complete boarding school. How can we boost our admissions?
Right. So, again, linking with the current topic of the webinar, which we have covered, that will be more or less similar to every kind of organization, to boost the admissions. But probably if you are an international school, that would be more having a need of collecting more inputs from the student, because you'll be having a lot of data to maintain in the CRM. So make sure, if you're not using a CRM, make sure that you are using a CRM which is highly customized, having scope to add a lot of information about the student, and also have so follow the best practices which we have suggested in the current webinar, so that you will be definitely able to boost your admissions. Right, so having more more inputs, or probably more information about the students, is definitely important for any kind of organization, especially for schools, as to be specific.
Thank you for answering that. Anand, the next question we have is from Arun sir.
Yes.
So basically he's asking, how do you automate student engagement? And what would be the best strategy to increase the conversion rates in the bottom part?
Right. So student engagement, definitely, Mr. Arun. So we can automate via CRM, right? So you can use features like drip marketing, and also trigger-based communication, engines, right? So where you can set some rules, or you can set some conditions on which there will be communications sent to the students, because counselors, we can keep them focused on calling, or speaking to the qualified leads. But on the other set of leads, we can definitely set the system to automate the communications. And at the bottom of the funnel, as we have already spoken in the first section, you can definitely use communication channels like WhatsApp, video calling, and also payment links. So from the CRM, so probably talking about Extra CRM, so we'll be definitely able to send a quick payment link to the student. So we'll be definitely having, so we'll be definitely increasing the student's experience.
So Anand, we have few questions in our Q&A section. So Dr. Rao asked, how do you minimize dropouts between admission to start of the academic session?
So again, this is very basic. So one, basic thing that we need to make sure that we are in touch with the students, throughout, thoroughly. So like kind of asking about their, further processes, probably what are they looking for, or like what are they currently, what have they decided currently. So that being in touch with the students, being in communication with the students, will definitely be one of the best option to make sure that the dropouts between the admission, right? So that would be definitely useful, and making sure important feedbacks taking from the students at right time. So we're also definitely helpful. Probably if you have any reasons for the students to drop out, you can also definitely avoid that.
I hope that answers your question, Dr. Rao. Apart from that, Ananth, we have one more question of Morami. So if you can see that on your screen.
Right. So yes, absolutely yes. So Murami, so you have like you have mentioned that you have introduced cybersecurity course. How shall we spread the course and importance of cyber security? So again, so for any kind of product, where you can, so to spread a word about, right, that would definitely take the ROI first, like how the course is important in the current industry and how it is growing, and also the future prospects of that particular course. So after that course, how is the career after doing that particular course, right? Because definitely if seeing any pricey courses, like probably we also have colleges who are dealing with courses like filmmaking and cinematography and direction, which are also kind of at a higher price models. But seeing the current trend, for the students will be definitely able to understand, okay, this should be even if it's a pricey course, this will be definitely adding a value to my career. So here, making sure that your marketing team is on the top of promoting the ROI on multiple channels, and also for existing students which you have already collected the leads, right, making sure that you are using different communication channels, right, so that you're communicating this information to each and every lead which is present in your system, right? So you're also using, for example, if you are having leads at the bottom of your funnel, you can definitely use WhatsApp as a very important channel of communication, so that you'll be able to convert much faster. So hope this answered your question.
So Umang, we'll definitely reach out to you offline, and we have many features, and we'll have to understand your use case first. Then we can tell you what would be the price, etc. of our product. So we'll be calling you after this webinar.
So also meantime, probably if at all someone want to book a demo, so you can directly probably go to the website and schedule a demo with us. So I'm also dropping the website link on the chat. You can just directly book a demo, or we also reach out post this webinar to everyone, if you want a demo of the entire CRM and the products we offer. So we have one more question, I think. Is it possible to assign leads automatically? Definitely yes. So this is a very basic functionality of any CRM, which is very crucial to reduce the lead leakage. Like immediately having your leads assigned to the teams will help the team to immediately reach out to the students. So in the external CRM, definitely yes, you have option to assign leads automatically. Also, based on multiple parameters, there is also no limit on the parameters. Probably you want to assign leads on based on source. For certain source of leads will be going to certain counselor or certain course or department or whatever parameter you want. So you'll be definitely able to assign the leads.
So Tulsi, thank you so much for appreciating. We would definitely want you to see in upcoming webinars as well.
Thank you so much, Tulsi.
So Ananth, we can
Yes.
just take one more minute to see if someone else has any question.
Absolutely, yes.
So we'll be just wrapping it up. If you have any questions, you can drop it in the Q&A section. So thank you everyone for joining us for the session today. I hope and I believe that it has been beneficial for you. You can reach out to us, as Ananth has shared the website link, if you want to book a demo, or you can also reply on the email ID. And also tell me, how did you find this webinar in the chat section? It would be really great to hear about it. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Tanisha.